Today we are going to study about the filtering in EIGRP. So in EIGRP we can do filtering by number one by the using extended access list. Second one is using extended access list. Third one is using prefix list. The last one is using route map. So these are the three methods. Actually, in these three methods, the upper three methods, in the upper three methods, what we do, we match the network and network length, or you can say in popular term, we match the prefix and prefix length. Okay, and they will also be associated the deny or permit statement, matching and also taking the decision, denying and permit. We apply them into the EIGRP process. For example, router EIGRP 100. Okay, router EIGRP 100 in the form of distribute list. I write distribute list, and the distribute list name that here is that I am calling the access list, ACLs, prefix list. Okay, if I will be using prefix list, then I will type the prefix here. Otherwise, if I'm using the ACL, then I can directly write the number here. Okay, number or name, whatever. And there will be the keyword in or out. And there will be option of using the interfaces. Okay, so if I don't use this interface, that is optional, then it will be activated for the all interfaces inwards or all interfaces outwards, the distribute list. And this will be, in this, either we are calling the access list, or we are calling the ACL, or we are calling the route map also. The route map I haven't discussed about it, so we'll be discussing it now. In the route map, or the route map, what we do? First, we create the ACL or prefix list. ACL can be either standard or extended. with always with the permit statement. That is the step number A first. Always with permit statement. Permit statement. Okay. Then we call the ACL into the route map. Okay. We form a route map. Then the route map we call the ACL. Okay. And that route map is applied is called into the distribute list. For example, as you were calling the extended ACL list or the piece prefix list, so that route map will be called into the distribute list. For example, router EIGRP 100. Router EIGRP 100 and distribute list, route map name, either inbound or either outbound, or which interface. Okay, so these are the steps that we will go through. Okay, so let's first discuss about, for example, we are having a scenario here. We have a router 1, we have router 2 connected to router 3. Okay. Suppose here we have lots of loopback. For example, I have 192.168.1.0/24, 192.168.1.0/2.0/24, and 192.168.3.0/24. Okay. And these loopback are being advertised into the EIGRP. They are running the EIGRP process. EIGRP 100, let's say. Okay, so now we will be doing the filtering on it. So, for example, I want to filter the routes on this interface of R2 that is connected to the R3, that is the interface 0/0. Okay, for example, this interface connected to the 0/0, 0/1, that is 0/1. Ethernet interfaces. Now these routes and the network in between them is 1.2.1.0/24, and in between them is 2.3.2.0/24. Okay, so I will be doing now all of these routes will be going to R2 with the EIGRP process, and it will be advertising it to the R3. Okay, now I want that R2 should not advertise these three routes to R3. So I will do the filtering on the outbound interface of E0/0. Let's see how we will do these are the routes that I want to filter. So in the R2, first of all, I will make an access list. That is, I am doing it by using the standard access list. Access list, let's say standard is 1. Okay. Deny host. You could use directly the mask. Deny host, because I will be using summarization for all the three routes. So these three routes come with a block size of 4. So it will be 192.168.0.0, and the mask would be the 0.0.3.0. So that will be the mask, and you have also to write the permit any statement. Omit any. Okay, so we are done with the access list. So now the access list, what will done, the routes will come. We have denied the match routes through the access list. The decision has been taken by this statement that all of the route that will start from 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, that is a block size of 4, even 192.168.0.0 to 4 has been denied by this statement by matching these prefix and the wildcard value. Now we go into the router EIGRP process. For example, let's say I'm running 100, then I will write it here. Distribute list, call it the name, that is the name should be matched, that is of the this access list you have configured here. So that is this name, that should match. Distribute list 1, okay. Then inbound or outbound. For example, I'm writing the inbound. Okay, I will also specify the interface 0/0. Okay, so that is our task. Now we will do the practical of it. This topology in which I have created the whole loopbacks and on the EIGRP process in this, and on the Ethernet E0/0, the network running is 1.2.1.0/24, and I have also enabled the EIGRP process 100 on it, and on R2 the interface address is Ethernet 0/1 is 1.2.1.1, and I have also enabled the EIGRP in both the interfaces. Ethernet 0/0 is 2.3.2.0. So let's check it out. These routes are propagating to R3 or not. So let's first go to the R1 and type down the command show IP interface brief. Okay, so these are the three loopbacks that I have created. This is the Ethernet 0/0 and show IP EIGRP interface. So on all of them, the EIGRP processes enable the processes AS100. Okay, and now show IP EIGRP neighbor. Okay, so neighbor is 1.2.1.2. So let's move on to R2. On the R2, show IP interface brief. So it's Ethernet 0/1 that is connected to the R1 is 1.2.1.2, and that is connected to R3 is 2.3.2.3, and it is Ethernet 0/0 that is connected to R3 as per our diagram. Okay, as per our diagram. So we will move on to that R2 and see show IP EIGRP neighbors. So it must be having two neighbors, yeah. And on R3, if we move on to the R3, we would see show IP EIGRP. It would having the neighbor that is R2, that is 2.3.2.2. Okay, and his neighbor is R3, that is 2.3.2.3. So let's see. Swipe it out. So it is getting all the three routes. That is from this interface, from this router, it is getting all these three routes. It is getting all these three routes. All these three routes are moving to the R3 via R2. Okay, you can see from here R3. So let's move on to the R2 and to the filtering. First, I have to create the access list. So doing the standard access list. Access list 1, deny for the network is 192.168.0.0.0.3.255. Okay, and access list from bit any. So that connectivity is still there. Now let's call the access list into the router EIGRP 100 process. We'll call it distribute list 1. Okay, in which direction, that is out, and which interface. The interface that I am connected with is Ethernet 0 by 0 to the earth. Okay, that's it. Now let's see on the R3. Let the resync come. Because show IP route. It is still showing here, but let the resync message come. Now the resync has been done. No shipment chain. Now let's see the routing table. So the route has been removed. So we have filtered the route, and the route has been filtered even from the EIGRP topology table. Okay, you will not see any routes in the topology table. So actually the distribute list work like that way. It even filter the route from the topology table. It won't allow the router to get into the router table. So that was all the filtering for the standard access list. Thank you very much. See you.